Good evening and welcome to NEWSBREAK Live. I'm Hiba Sama. Thanks for joining us. Strong Santa Ana winds continue to hit the Southland. With most of Los Angeles County at risk, there have been red flag warnings across the county, including the coastal zones. The strong force is expected through tonight. Many officials are concerned about the risk of wildfires and are asking the public to avoid outdoor burning of any kind. Santa Ana winds are strong, extremely dry downslope winds that originate inland and affect coastal Southern California and northern Baja California. Now, this Thursday, no matter where you are, you'll want to participate in one of the largest drills in the country. People will practice how to drop, cover, and hold on during the Great Shakeout earthquake drill. Millions of people will participate to prepare for the big one. The drill has also been organized to encourage you, the community, schools, and organizations to review and update emergency preparedness plans and supplies. It's also a reminder for Californians to be prepared financially, such as by exploring earthquake insurance. So far, 9.7 million people are registered. El Camino College and the city of Torrance are a few that are participating this Thursday. It will start at 10:18 a.m. For more information, go to shakeout.org. Registration is now open for one of the city's most popular programs. Torrance's free rain barrel program is now open. You must be a Torrance resident, and there is a limit of up to 2 barrels per household. Registration does not guarantee rain barrels since they are given away on a first-come, first-served basis. The distribution will take place on November 3rd at West High School from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The barrels must be mounted and installed to a rain gutter or downspout. Once picked up, rain barrels reduces the amount of stormwater runoff and stores the water for lawns, trees, and shrubs. For registration, go to sbesc.com. A local high school had a special guest today on campus. Lunchtime was more than ordinary as 97.1 AMP radio stopped by with its Radio Street team and Young Survivor Coalition at Bishop Montgomery High School. There was music, of course, giveaways, sharing stories, and much more. The stop was in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the coalition is their premier organization dedicated to the critical issues unique to young women who are diagnosed with breast cancer. It offers resources, connections, and outreach so women feel supported and hopeful. The wait is finally over as a restaurant on the boulevard announces its opening day. EMC Seafood and Raw Bar will be opening its doors on November 1st. It'll be located on the front of the Del Amo Fashion Center, next to Brio Coastal. It was first established in 2013 and is known for its oysters, live uni, and even a seafood tower. Other popular dishes include uni pasta, a bowl of spaghetti topped with flavor, and the tempura fried soft shell crab sliders with whole branzino charbroiled. You can check out their full menu at emcseafood@rawbar.com. A big name department store announced today that it has plans to take the shopping experience they offer to the next level. As part of Macy's 2018 Growth 50 initiative, the company has invested more than $200 million in stores to enhance the customer experience and create a more vibrant and productive shopping destination. The 50 stores includes the Torrance location. New store features that will be implemented were based on customer feedback. Macy's plans to add new lighting, flooring, renovated fitting rooms, and restrooms. Certain departments have been relocated to improve space productivity and better suit customer traffic. They'll have new brands and also add a children's shoes department along with a complimentary personal shopping experience. Other features will be adding food and beverage options at each store for customers. Macy's in Torrance is located at the Del Amo Fashion Center. Tonight may be your lucky night because the Mega Millions is worth $667 million. This is the third largest grand prize in U.S. history with a cash option of $302.5 million. The last Mega Millions jackpot one was back in July, and if that isn't enough, Wednesday's Powerball stands at $345 million. Combined, the two jackpots total just under $1 billion. We caught up with some locals to find out what they would do if they won that money.
I help my family first, and then my sons, I go to universities, so it will be chance, you know what I mean? And then, I don't know, man, so many things and so many dreams.
Well, after riding my bike on the Strand today, I figure if I won one of those houses, I better go play.
The drawing will take place at 8 o'clock tonight. A local restaurant is giving customers a chance to learn how to cook like a professional. Raw Sushi Bar and Restaurant in Torrance is inviting guests for an interactive class and tasting this month called Sushi and Sake 101. From noon on October 21st, attendees can enjoy a hands-on class designed to teach participants about fun traditions around sake and the proper way to make a sushi roll. Customers will be able to make and eat the featured spiked sake roll, Philadelphia roll, and salmon nigiri. This will be done alongside the restaurant sushi chef. The special class is in celebration of the company's 21st birthday. You can sign up online and it's only $45 per person. You can go to eventbrite.com for tickets. The event is taking place at all of their locations, including Tustin, Las Vegas, and Chino Hills. Now let's get to the weather. Despite those gusty winds, it sure felt like summer today with a high of 83 degrees. Tomorrow there'll be a high of 80 degrees, but you'll want to pull those extra blankets out since the low will be 57 degrees tomorrow. Then on Thursday, there'll be a high of 84. And with temperatures dropping at night, many of you may be pulling out your heaters already. The National Fire Protection Association states the heaters are one of the leading causes of home fire deaths, but there are simple steps you can take to be safe. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away from heating equipment like the fireplace and wood stove. Always have a 3-foot kid-free zone around open fires and space heaters. Never use your oven to heat your home. Have heating equipment and chimneys cleaned and inspected every year by a professional. Remember to turn portable heaters off when leaving the room or going to bed. Test smoke alarms at least once a month. A Torrance Police Department sergeant's son will receive a special honor at tonight's City Council meeting. Sergeant James Walker's son, Drake Walker, who is just 7 years old, will get a chance to accomplish his dream of becoming a Torrance police officer. He'll receive an honorary police officer title. Drake has a terminal illness and a very aggressive cancerous tumor on his brainstem. You can catch the ceremony at 7 p.m. right here on Torrance City Cable. The times are locked in, and according to a study, various food chains got the title of being the fastest drive-thru. Burger King took the #1 spot. A study in Quick Service Restaurant magazine shows the chain was the fastest service in the country and that a typical order can be completed in 3 minutes and 13 seconds. Dunkin' Donuts took the 2nd spot, with KFC, Wendy's, and Taco Bell taking the rest of the top 5 fastest times. McDonald's was number 10 on the list. Quick Service Restaurant magazine is the business-to-business magazine for the limited service restaurant and includes news on fast food, fast casual dining, snack shops, and pizza restaurants. Feel Goods Foods Inc. has recalled one of its frozen entrees. Officials say 6 lots of the brand's vegetable fried rice has been removed from stores because it might contain egg, but it's not listed in the ingredients. This could be life-threatening for people who have allergies to eggs if they consume it. The frozen entrees will be recalled across 400 nationwide stores. The problem is due to the manufacturer and the revisions for the labeling. If you want to return it, you can get a full refund at a local store. Here are some upcoming events. Starting tomorrow, the Torrance South Bay YMCA is hosting free community health screenings from 9 a.m. to noon. You can get your blood sugar checked, blood pressure, and your lung function at no cost. Then on Thursday, the Volunteer Center and the Torrance Unified School District are presenting Today's Youth, Screen Time, and Mental Health, a free event featuring well-known researcher and author Dr. Jean Twenge from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at the Torrance High School Auditorium. Doors will open up at 6 p.m. And this Saturday, you can stop by the Katie Geiser Civic Center Library for free flu shots. Torrance Memorial Medical Center will be administering the vaccines on first-come, first-served basis while supplies last. Well, in just 2 minutes, author Roseanney Liu will join me live to talk about her new book that will help you with self-confidence. We'll be back in just a few.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing.
And watch golf with him. And
I watch him cook because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back to the second half of NEWSBREAK Live, and joining me is author Roseanney Liu. Welcome back to Torrance.
Hi, how are you? It's good to be back.
Good to have you on tonight. So you recently released your new book, and it's all about self-confidence. So let's get to it. What is it called, and what is it all about?
This is my third book, and it's called Badassery 101. And it's about how to harness one's self-confidence. So it's really an application of how one can, the 10 things that one can do to tap into that self-confidence that we all had a lot of as children, but somehow over life experiences and this and that, somehow for many of us that self-confidence got muted or dimmed. So how do we get that back? And so I talk a lot about how we get that back in this book.
Great, and we're going to get a little bit more into the book later on this segment, but it was recently released and you've been traveling across Los Angeles, You were just at the Torrance with Barnes & Nobles doing book signings. So tell me about yourself, because you have a very interesting background, and how you became an author.
Absolutely. I'm actually, like a lot of people, I'm an immigrant. I came from Taiwan when I was 11 years old. So through my parents' divorce and then the immigration, I lost a lot of my confidence when I was 9 and 11 years old. So I had to find ways to get that confidence back in a new public school, new language, new culture, new everything. So I had to learn how to, be myself again with all of that newness. And for the past 15 years, I've been teaching ESL, English as a Second Language, to adults. And I've had great teachers myself, both in language acquisition and other subjects. So it's kind of my way of falling in love with teaching and being a student and giving that back to new students in language acquisition. And the teaching naturally kind of transferred to freelance writing and now book writing. So this is what I've been doing for the past 2 years.
Amazing. And earlier I said, welcome back to Torrance, because you do have ties. You went to school here, high school here, you grew up here. So tell me, did growing up here have anything to do with kind of who you are today? And is it mentioned in your book at all?
Part of it. I think Torrance was a great place to grow up in. I went to West Torrance High, go Warriors. And, you know, to me, we grew up in a really family-friendly neighborhood. Neighbors watched out for each other, and to a lot of extent, that's still true today in Torrance, as well as where I live in Redondo. So that really comes out in the chapter about speaking up for others who cannot speak for themselves in my book, and that the neighborly camaraderie that we have with strangers who are not necessarily people we live with, not necessarily loved ones, but we watch each other's backs for when people cannot watch it for themselves. And that's translated in speaking up for others when they cannot speak up for themselves.
That's great. And this book, which you actually gave me a copy of, which is great. It's so sweet of you. Tell me what the front of the book says, 10 secrets to be the confident boss of your life. So what does that mean?
That means learning what the 10 things that we can do consistently over and over again. And I sometimes have to remind myself, oh, I got to deploy this strategy in order to move forward confidently with this project. It's the 10 things that we can do consistently throughout life in order to have that bravery again, in order to move forward with the things we want to pursue in life. Because without the bravery, without the self-validation to do so, it's very hard to live the life you want to live. So I think step number one is to tap into that bravery, that badassery. And the book really shares with the readers how you do that.
What does that word mean?
To me, it means a bravery to do things that are untested, that you haven't done before. It may be testing your limits or society's limits, but at least having the bravery and the confidence to try. It doesn't necessarily mean you succeed on the first try. In fact, you probably won't succeed at the first try. But to have the bravery to try again, because you're confident enough to do so. And not a lot of people have that confidence to try untested things, but we should.
For people who pick up this book, and we'll tell you where you can pick it up, online at Amazon and at Barnes & Nobles and many other places, if they read the whole book, what are some few points that you really hope they'll walk away with and make a difference in their life with?
Absolutely. One of the first things that I've been reading a lot from an excerpt at the recent bookstore signings is that we have to validate ourselves. We cannot wait for other people to validate ourselves or give us the green light to move forward with certain things. And no one can validate ourselves and say, you are good enough, other than ourselves. So to say to ourselves, you know, I'm ready, I am good at this. That is step number one, the self-validation. And another thing is, I talked about this at the last bookstore signing last week, is that perfection is a mirage. So let's just toss out the window. It doesn't really exist. What we see as perfect on Instagram or on somebody's YouTube video, that probably took them 10,000 shots to get that picture perfect or video perfect. So whatever you want to do, just go out and do it, and know that it's not going to be the perfect for the first time, but you try again. And that whoever you're looking up to probably took many, many tries and years to get to where they are. And let's not compare ourselves where we are today to where they are now, because there's a lot of tries and years in between.
No, that's great advice, and that actually gets me to my next question. In this day and age, with social media being such a powerful force in our society, tell me why you think people need these tips and encouragement just to get, by every day.
I think people really need to be reminded of this, because what we see in social media and the internet, it's everything so Pinterest perfect, right?
Right.
And we forget that we don't really see behind the scenes of how many tries that picture perfect mock-up took. So we have to remind ourselves, okay, let me not be tripped up by what I see. I didn't see everything behind the scenes, but let me put myself out there anyway, and I'm going to make mistakes along the way and get better and better with this. And in fact, your audience, whatever you do, might connect with you better through seeing your mistakes or bloopers or whatever it is. And they might connect with you that Hiba or Roseanney is so authentic because she's human like me and she makes mistakes too, and that's so freaking cool. And we need to allow other people to see that on our journey, that we do make mistakes, and it's okay to keep trying until we get better.
That's great advice. And this is one book of many that you've written. You do a lot. You also help at the volunteer center here. So what is your mission as an author?
Wow, lots. With every book is so different. I've written cross genres, but with the purpose of this book, Badassery 101, I hope to encourage readers and everybody else that they pass a book to find their own badassery in order to move forward in life and do the things they really want to do and live out loud. I'm really happy doing what I'm doing in life, and I want to see more people doing that with their lives. So if I have to put the mission of that book, that would be it, to transform people's lives so that they start living out loud.
Amazing. Where can people purchase this book? Tell us all the great information.
Well, if they could come on by in person, I'll be at the October 18th, this Thursday, Barnes & Noble in Marina Del Rey, or they can buy the book online on barnesandnoble.com as well as at amazon.com.
And you will have another signing on December 6th, Thursday, at the Last Bookstore in downtown Los Angeles at 7 p.m. as well, right?
Exactly.
So what would you say really stands out? What stands out with this book compared to some of the other books you've written?
I think it really reaches multiple types of people. The first book really spoke to elementary school families, as my daughter and I wrote How to Survive Elementary School. My second book is more like a humorous memoir on the first part of my life. Now, this book really reaches across demographics. There are males and females and wallflowers in your life. There's your loved one who isn't confident enough to seize their talent and show the world their talent. There's many of us around that isn't doing what we are really meant to do because we're scared and we're not confident enough to do so. So this book is different because it really reaches multiple types of people.
Would you like to mention any of your other books?
Sure.
Mastering Your Inner Game, Phenomenal Women,
Yes, Mastering Your Inner Game, it was a collaboration. It came out earlier this month, and it's a #1 bestseller. It's myself and 13 other co-authors, and we just share the extraordinary challenges that we had, the trials and tribulations we had, and how we overcame these challenges in order to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So we hope that book will serve to inspire a lot of other readers as well to master their own inner game. And at the end of this month, my 5th book, Phenomenal Women, will come out, and it's 36 women authors talking about how we came to have the philosophy that we have today, how we became the quote-unquote phenomenal women that we are today, as also a way to inspire the readers.
Well, I'm sure you hope as an author that people will be inspired and make change in their life, right? Is that what you hope when people read your books?
Absolutely. That makes me so happy when I see people living out their purpose and being their own badass self.
Great. And I do want to mention again to viewers who are tuning in that they can pick up this book at Barnes & Noble's in store or online and on Amazon.com. And they can meet you like I met you today, October 18th, which is this Thursday at Marina Del Rey, Barnes & Noble's. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
That's it. If people want to reach me, they can find me everywhere, Roseanney Liu, and my website is roseanney.com.
Yep, and we have that right on our screen. You can learn more about everything Roseanney does at roseanney.com. She also has her own Instagram and Twitter accounts as well. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thank you, Hiba.
Well, that does it for NewsBreak Live. If you ever have news or video that you'd like to share, please email us at newsbreak@torranceca.gov. Also, if you missed any portion of the show, you can catch it all on Torrance City Cable's YouTube page. And Torrance City Council is back on the dais tonight. We'll see you guys next time.